Good morning. Nothing like a good loud fireworks at 5 o'clock in the morning to wake up the entire neighborhood on an early Sunday morning. Welcome to the Honolulu Marathon.
Have a great race, runners. Be on the line. Help each other. Run with aloha. Have a great race. Be safe. We'll see you at the finish line.
In this video, I'll break down the Honolulu Marathon course mile by mile, share some tips, and provide insights about the areas we'll pass along the way. The Honolulu Marathon kicks off at Alamano Boulevard. This year, around 35 runners from all over the world are participating. At the start, runners are grouped by their predicted times, with each group assigned a specific color. Right now we're passing through Ward and Kaka'ako areas. These neighborhoods are going through significant changes with new condo developments, restaurants, and entertainment spots. At mile 1, we're entering downtown Honolulu. On the left is Aloha Tower and also Hawaii Pacific University. Mile 2 is Moana Avenue and King Street. This is in between downtown Honolulu and Chinatown. King Street is the switch back to Ala Moana Center. We will be on the street for about a mile. We are now in the heart of downtown Honolulu. This is Hawaii's political and business hub and is home to some of Hawaii's most historic places. On the left is the only royal palace in the United States. Iolani Palace was the royal residence of the kings and queens of Hawaii. On the right is also the statue of King Kamehameha. He was the first king of the Kingdom of Hawaii. This is also where you find your first water and medical stations.
Thank you.
This is Honolulu Highway, the official seat of government for the city and county of Honolulu. Around Christmas time, like now, the area is transformed into a Christmas park called Honolulu City Lights.
Good morning, let's go. Nice day.
At mile 3 is the turn from Kapiolani Boulevard into Pi'ikoi Street. Still at mile 3, we're now back in Ala Moana Boulevard and Ala Moana Center, the largest open-air mall in the world. At mile 4 is the Alawai Canal. This is the border of Ala Moana and Waikiki.
Vaseline for chafing!
She's on her way. She's right here somewhere.
At this point, we turned right from Ala Moana Boulevard into Kalakaua Avenue. We are now in the heart of Waikiki. People flying in for the marathon should stay in Waikiki. This is where majority of the hotels are located, and it's a place for many restaurants and entertainment places. Waikiki is walking distance from the starting line and finish line of the Honolulu Marathon, so it's really convenient for most visitors to stay here. Mile 5 is the famous Waikiki Beach. This is a great place to chill and relax, and also a great place to try out surfing for the first time. This place is mostly for tourists, and most locals stay away from this as much as possible. At mile 6, we turn from Kalakaua Avenue into Montserrat Avenue. This is Kapiolani Park. This is where both the marathon and the 10K race finishes. People running the 10K will turn right here at the finish line. For the rest of the marathoners, they go straight and keep going. Mile 7 is the first elevation change in the race. This is an incline towards Diamond Head Crater. This is a dormant volcano crater and is one of Hawaii's most recognizable landmarks.
Mile 7. Doing good. Sun is about to rise. Got this. Just gotta get over this hill. Let's go.
Footwork!
This is mile 8. We're going downhill, still on Diamond Head. This is also another incline part of Diamond Head. At mile 9, we're now leaving Diamond Head and turning into 18th Street. This is a downhill and uphill stretch and eventually turning right into Kilauea Avenue.
All right.
Yeah, you.
You got this, man.
Cookies. Thank you.
At mile 10 is Kilauea Avenue. We are now entering the Kahala neighborhood.
Good job, good job.
The people around this area are very supportive and fun. Here you can see a band playing. People of all ages are just out here supporting their families and friends. It's just good vibes all around.
Gatorade, let's go!
Yeah! Let's go now!
Thank you.
Gatorade!
Thank you.
For your body.
Do not eat
Vaseline for your body.
Thank you.
Good job, guys. You guys are awesome.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks, you guys.
Keep going, keep going, keep that pace.
Let's go.
Let's go, Isaac! Let's go, Isaac!
Hey, beer? Beer? Yeah? Yeah, you. Hey guys.
Go.
We are now leaving the neighborhoods at mile 11 and turning right into Kalanianaole Highway. For me, this part of the race is the most boring part. You're basically running on the highway for 4 miles with minimal views.
Yes!
Occasionally, you'll see parts of the ocean like Wailupe Beach Park at mile 12. At mile 13 is another view of the ocean. This is Kawaikui Beach Park around Hawaiiloa neighborhood.
Congrats!
Thank you.
At mile 14 is Aina neighborhood. We're still on Kalanianaole Highway. At mile 15, we finally reach Hawaii Kai. We're leaving the boring highway and turning left into Hawaii Kai Drive. This area has stunning views of Koko Head, Mauna Loa Bay, the Ko'olau Mountains, and the Koko Marina.
Thank you.
Mile 16 is part of a 2-mile loop around Hawaii Kai area. Here we have good views of the beautiful Ko'olau Mountains.
Pretzel. Let's go. Thank you.
At mile 17, we're approaching the stretch back to the finish line. We're going back on the highway for another 4 miles.
Stretch, you got this.
Gatorade!
Holy water.
At mile 18, we're back on Aina Haina. You can see all the people still going to Hawaii Kai.
Michael back! Mile 19. Hawaii Loa. I'm dying. But we got this. I can do it. 7 miles. Let's go. I think it's about 8:30. It's hot now. Staying in the shade. Conserve energy. Don't go there. Stay in the shade. Mile 21. Losing energy. I can do this. I might have to start walking soon. I can't. That's why you don't train 5 days before a marathon. Because this is why. Oh, 22 miles. 4 miles. Let's go.
Good job!
Mile 22, we left the highway and turned into Kilauea Avenue going into Kahala neighborhood.
So, part of running a marathon is knowing when to stop. Listen to your body. If it tells you that you need to stop, stop. Don't push your body too hard. It's not worth it. This particular marathon, they're gonna wait for you, so as long as you cross that line, you're good. Okay. see you again later.
At mile 23, we turn right into Kahala Avenue. This area is where some of the most expensive properties in Hawaii are located. A home here starts at $10 to $20 million and up.
Let's go!
I'm trying, don't yell at me. I can't. I'm trying, but we have to walk. I can't do the hill. I have to go up that mountain. I don't know if you can see it.
Last section, you got this. You're almost at the end of this road. This hellish long road. You're almost there.
Shower. This last incline is probably about 1 mile. It's the last thing that you're gonna do before you go down to the finish line. This is where everyone gets tested. A lot of people are walking. You okay? No? Alright, we're gonna try and run. It's the last incline. We'll try. Okay. See you later. Bye.
At the end of the grueling mile-and-a-half climb up Diamond Head, you are treated to some stunning views of the Pacific Ocean. Personally, this is one of my favorite places to relax, watch people surf, and just admire the beautiful ocean.
For you to drink.
Hey, get a barrel.
Mile 25 is the downhill part of Diamond Head. We're almost at Kapolani Park and the finish line.
Well, 2 actually. 2.5. 1.5 mile. I'm saving myself for that last mile. And I'm gonna sprint on that last mile. So, yeah, we're walking.
At mile 26, this is Kapolani Park and we can see the finish line. You can hear all the people cheering and it gives you an extra adrenaline to the finish line. Final thoughts, today was really hot and humid, there was no wind and a lot of people suffered from the heat. But overall, it was a good race for me considering I only trained for a week. This was also the most fun marathon I had. I was interacting with a lot of people and that made such a difference in my attitude towards the race. I felt happy and motivated. I was also happy watching some friends complete their first marathon and see old friends compete again.
Yay! Good job! First marathon! This is my friend Christian.
Hello.
He also his first one too.
Oh, nice.
Yay!
It was hot.
Yeah, it was so hot. Good job.
The Honolulu Marathon is a must-do whether you're a beginner or seasoned marathoner. The course is mostly flat with the exception of Diamond Head Crater. There is no cutoff time so everyone can finish no matter how long it takes. And finally, the beautiful scenery. You get to enjoy 26.2 miles of beautiful scenery in paradise.
Ah, you did it too!
Yeah.
Oh my god, I want to fry you.
No, it's okay. Oh shit, let's go!
Alright, that's it. I'm going to enjoy my malasados and thanks for watching.